So I'm there like, okay, looking at my pantry, and I'm like, low-key, I don't really want any of these things, but I have to use off some of the canned food that I have. So let me go and make something. I decided that I wanted to have a tuna meal. Now I've made like tuna rice balls before. I was thinking of making like, you know, those what are they called? Is it onigiri? Like the Japanese rice balls. But I was gonna fill it with tuna on the inside. But I realized I didn't have any rice. So I was like, okay, I will make pasta. Tuna pasta bake, right? Because I was thinking of making maybe a tuna pasta salad. Then I was like, no, I don't want it cold. Tuna pasta bake. That's what I'm gonna have. So realistically, little old me, I should have just like followed the recipe. Not even follow the recipe. I should have done it how my brother does it. My brother does tuna pasta bake, where it's literally you just boil the pasta, you cook the tuna, and then you mix them together and maybe add some cheese, right? Sound like that. I decided I wanted to be doing up fancy fucking Gordon Ramsay shit that day. I don't know what took over me, but I decided, let me go online and follow a recipe. Now the recipe that I was following, it does, okay, so when people make macaroni and cheese, they do that thing where it's like milk and the flour and you whisk it and you add your cheese and you whisk and you make like a cheese sauce thing and then you add your pasta to it. I have never done that. Whenever I have macaroni and cheese, technically it's not macaroni and cheese because first of all, I don't do that whole cheese sauce thing. Second of all, I don't even use macaroni pasta. I just put some pasta, grate some cheese on top of it, done. That's it. Yeah, that's where it went bad for you. Oh no, you should see it. I'm gonna get the pictures, and I'm gonna put it in like a Discord or something so I can quickly show it to you guys, because wow, it was poor. It was absolutely poor, and I'll explain the rundown of it and like why it was bad, because it's not like the recipe I was following was bad, but it's more so just the way that I did it just completely fucked it. Hold up, let me get it's so fucking bad. Let me get it real quick. So I'll show you two pictures. I'll show you what it was and then what it ended up being. The pasta bake, right? So I was following one of BuzzFeed's recipes. Now for some of you that might be like, this is where you went wrong moment, but BuzzFeed actually has some really good recipes on there. Don't get me wrong, they do have some like over the top shit where I'm like, what the fuck? In what scenario am I going to be making like 100-hour lasagna? That's not happening. But this is just a simple tuna pasta bake. I thought nothing of it. So it first started off with you sauteing the vegetables in some butter, and then you did the flour, milk and cheese thing with the vegetables. So you make like a cheesy vegetable sauce, and then you added the tuna to that. And then after that, you know, you mix it with the pasta, you add some more cheese on the top, and then you put it in the oven. So, where's the pics at? We're getting to it. We are getting to it. Okay, so yeah, essentially, started with the sauteing. Now, we don't have any fire stoves in my uni. Well, I doubt many unis have fire stoves because, you know, they want it to be... They don't want us burning down the place, essentially. So we have the shitty ass convection, like, electric stoves, which I really hate, because once you've turned the heat up, oh gosh, you cannot turn that heat back down. Like, even if you put the heat back down, it's going to have, like, the temperature that it was before, because it's going to take a while to cool down since it's not a fire one. So I had it up high. At first I had it up low because I was like, okay, I want to saute the things, but it just wasn't working, so I turned it up higher. Was sauteing the, I think it was onion and garlic, something like that. Sauteing, realized that it was way too hot. Like, hot to the point that I went really quickly I think it was to get more butter. I went to get something from the fridge essentially. By the time I went back to my pot, everything was black. Everything that I had in there was black and it was burning. So I was like, okay, shit. The butter is burning, my vegetables is burning. Yeah, what do we do? So I'm like, okay, normally you add the flour next and then you add the milk and you do the stirring bit. But I'm going to add the milk first and then the flour bit because the milk will stop, like, since the vegetables isn't just going to be on the bottom of the pot, like, the milk will help with that, right? So added in the milk and I'm there looking at the liquid and I'm like, oh no, this is looking bad. But we've already started. Maybe I can still salvage it. Do the flour cheese bit. It's not working still. And now it actually looked like I put in too much milk and it's like really, really runny. Cool, great. So after it's extremely runny, I'm like, okay, maybe this will be fine. I still have the pasta. Maybe when I add everything to the pasta, it'll like soak it up or something. Something will happen, right? To make it less runny. But I needed to add the tuna. Now, the tuna, like, it's canned tuna that they used in their recipe as well. The tuna that I used was canned, but the tuna that I used was canned in oil, which is the issue. Since it was canned in oil, when I went to put the tuna in, I tried to strain out as much as I could. When I went to put the tuna in, now the liquid has become very oily. The cheese sauce thing isn't giving much cheese. It's not giving much sauce. It's more giving soup. And then now it has oil in it that's just sat there. So I'm like, okay, shit. This clearly isn't working. But, you know, maybe, as I said, maybe the pasta, adding it to the pasta will actually, like, maybe it's gonna help in some shape or form. Add it to the pasta. I added some breadcrumbs on top and some more cheese. And I'm like, let me put this in the oven. Maybe in the oven, something will happen to it. So I'd like to show you the the results of my my dish. So yeah, yeah. I'll show you what it looked like in the oven, and then I'll show you what it looked like not in the oven, right? When it came out of the oven. So so this is this is my dish in the oven at uni. And I'm there looking at it and I'm like, what in the flying fuck is that? What is this? This right here? This is I was just like, yeah, this isn't happening. This is dubious food from Breath of the Wild. This is dubious food, right? So I'm there looking at it and I'm like, oh, whoops. But I'm there looking at it and I'm like, clearly this is what it looked like when it came out of the oven, by the way. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's not food. What am I gonna do with this? I start like frantically messaging my family, being like, hey, someone help me. At first I just sent them a picture of the food and my brother was ripping into me thinking it was someone else, and I was like, no, that was my dish. That's what happened when I tried to cook, not someone else. So I now had this issue that obviously since I've moved flats, I'm not really like, I don't really speak to the people in my flat. Not that I don't like them, but I'm just not social, so I haven't been speaking to them. So I'm just like, I cannot let a single person see this meal. Not a single person in my flat can see this meal, because what is this? What is this slop? And so I had to ask and like try to figure out how I was going to carry this into my room without anyone seeing it. So, because my brother said, he was like, what you should do, leave it out to cool and then throw it away. But I'm like, I can't leave it out to cool, because if I leave it out to cool, someone's gonna see it. So I covered it in my he said to cover it in a what's it called, in like a, oh, what are they called, the kitchen towel things, not like kitchen roll, but like the kitchen towels. The names slipped my mind. Cover it in one of that, take it into my room, let it cool down in my room, and then throw it away. So I'm already on like disposable duty, right? Because I'm just like, okay, clearly I'm not eating this. I'm gonna buy pizza tonight, because what the fuck? I refuse to eat this, and I'm now too scared to go back into the kitchen to try and cook. So as soon as I wait for a bit, I look left, I look right, I check through the door, no one's coming into the kitchen. So I'm like, okay, good, now's the perfect time. Quickly run to the oven now, to just as I'm about to take it out, the kitchen door opens. Guess what? It's one of my flatmates. So I immediately put it back, close the oven, standing there like mad suspiciously, and I'm like, hey, do you know when you're gonna leave the kitchen? Like, nothing bad, because obviously I don't want it to seem like I'm just kicking him out the kitchen. I'm like, nothing bad. It's just that I've made a monster, and I don't want you to see it. So luckily he was gone really, really quickly. Yeah, so it was just, I managed to quickly scuttle with it into my room. I had it on my laptop stand, just cooling, before I threw it out later that day, because never again. So yeah, I'm not making a tuna pasta bake again. I've learned my lesson. It's not for me. Clearly I cannot cook, and it took me a while to get back into cooking after this, because I was just like, yeah, this has terrified me. I thought I was getting better, but then this happened. This is like if you look at it, it doesn't even look like a pasta bake. Like, to be honest, I'm surprised it even ended up looking like, don't get me wrong, it still looks like shit here, and here's my thumb. It still looks like shit here, but it's like, you can at least see the pasta. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, never again. Never again. Never again, guys. It's okay. We'll just, yeah. Yeah, it's not brownies, it's my pasta bake, yeah. That's worse than food I've seen at Southall stores. Listen, no, don't show Kevin, please. Please. I mean, I know that I'm streaming this, so like anyone can see it, but still, it's just, ugh. My heart ached after this one. I was just like, yeah, never again. We're never cooking again. And people on Twitter, you know, I love them. I love the people on Twitter, but they have much more optimism than I do, because when I posted about it, being like, LMAO, what the fuck is this? What do I do with this? People are like, oh, look at the bright side, you know, like, it could have been worse. And I'm like, how? What way could this have been worse than what it is? Yeah, optimism. Yeah, it was given delusion, because I was looking at it like, yeah, this is fucked. This is completely fucked. And I completely understand taking the piss out of me for this, because like, what the hell is this? But they were like, no, it's not that bad. And I'm like, well, thanks, guys. Thanks for at least believing in me, because I don't want to go into the kitchen after that. Yeah, it was a very fun time. It was a very, very fun time, I won't lie. It took me maybe like 2 weeks to go back to cooking after that one. I ate pure Indomie and pot noodles, and had like tortillas on the side, because I was just like, I'm scared. I'm actually scared. I'm going to blame it, not on myself, of course, because as we all know, I'm perfect. I'm going to blame it on the stovetop for being convection and not a gas stove. That's where all of my blame is going to go towards. But yeah, it was just Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. So, I said that I wanted to do another cooking stream when I go home in the summer. Will I have another cooking stream? I don't know. Maybe cooking isn't my forte, but maybe that's why. Maybe what I should do is I should actually try to remake the pasta bake, but this time, like, actually do it properly and not fuck it up. Maybe, because I was thinking, I could do another cooking stream, but it could be like me doing foods of my culture, like Jamaican food. I could teach you guys the way. But then I'm also like, I don't want to be the spokesperson for Jamaican cooking and then I fuck it up. And then I have a lot of people down my back. I have a lot of people down my back about it. Like, I'm okay.